8 rap beefs that ruin careers. Too rich for regular. If arguing with a fan, colleague, or rival is likely to cost your job, would you keep going? In the rap game, beef can either make or break your career, depending on who's in the wrong. Want to find out which rapper's beef cost them their reputation? This is Too Rich for Regular, from rap to the streets and everything in between. But before we get started, if you're here for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and join Too Rich for Regular. We're uploading all the time, so don't miss out. As usual, we save the crazy for the ending, so stick around. This is 8 rap beefs that ruin careers. Eminem vs. Everlast, House of Pain. Way back in 1999, the beef between Eminem and Eric Schrody, aka Everlast, kicked off. When Eminem was a rising star, Everlast spotted him in a hotel lobby and tried to congratulate Slim on the success of his first album. But Eminem didn't even acknowledge Everlast, which left him feeling disrespected. And you never disrespect Everlast. Everlast took his opportunity to get back at Eminem by releasing a diss record on Napster, which is a dead software now, but it's similar to SoundCloud. A song named Eardrums Pop, which featured on the record, was a clear shot at Eminem. But worst of all, he mentioned Haley, which is a big mistake. 21 years later, Everlast has claimed that his bar, Spit a Comet Like Haley, was actually not about Eminem's daughter, but about Haley's comet. Do you believe him? Even so, Eminem heard the diss track and thought it was a jab at his daughter, which he was not happy about. In response to Eardrums Pop, Eminem replied with a track called I Remember, which attacks Everlast's age, career, and his nearly fatal heart attack. Seemingly unfazed, Everlast replied with a track named Whitey's Revenge, which may not have been a great idea. Eminem, being Eminem, was not about to let Everlast have the last word, so he collaborated with D12 and replied with Quitter. Eminem absolutely destroys Everlast and was named the unofficial winner of the beef. Sadly, the hip-hop community left Everlast with zero support to come back. Bookings for big festivals and shows dried up, with promoters wanting Eminem on lineups instead. After this beef, Everlast's popularity plummeted, along with his career. Score 1 for the rap god. The key to growing on YouTube is knowing what thumbnails, tags, and titles you need to use so that you can get the views, which equals more money. If you want to grow your channel to 300,000 subscribers, use TubeBuddy. You can get TubeBuddy for free by using my link in description or first comment. TubeBuddy.com/Cardi B vs. Nicki Minaj. Where do we even start with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj? Their beef has been ongoing for years, now dating back to 2017. After the release of their collab track Motorsport, suspicions grew around a feud between the two. Minaj supposedly liked a negative comment about Cardi B on social media, which is one way to stir the pot. Fans continued to watch both ladies carefully, and many speculated upon certain lyrics in their songs being aimed at one another. However, they continually denied reports of any beef and seemed to support each other at the time. However, all chill was lost in 2018 when Cardi and Nicki got into an altercation at the New York Fashion Week. Cardi confronted Nicki about the supposed lies she was spreading, which then resulted in an elbow to the head and a shoe thrown before Cardi was shown out. Nicki responded to fans about the commotion on her Queen radio show and claimed that her friend Ra Ali is the one in fact that hit Cardi. After claiming it was her friend that hit Cardi, Nicki let absolutely loose on Cardi and Hennessy Carolina, Cardi's sister. Cardi would go on to accuse Nicki on Instagram of trying to stop a bag or interfere with the way she makes money. In reply, Nicki released a range of merchandise intended to mock Cardi. The range included a pink backpack with the slogan, "Nicki stopped my bag," written across it. The whole merch situation made Cardi go on several rants across Instagram, to which Nicki happily replied. Thankfully, the pair have since waved the white flag. It took them a while though. Although the beef with Nicki and Cardi didn't end any careers, Nicki has been called a bit of a bully, who's insecure about the decline of her own career. Nicki's public support dropped, and her 4th studio album was a clear example of that, with sales dropping 24% compared to Pink Print. Nas vs. Jay-Z. The beef between Jay-Z and Nas is one of the most controversial and well-known of all time. The feud began after Nas missed a recording session for collaboration. After this, the two began to send passive-aggressive disses to each other. As the beef escalated over the years, Jay-Z released a song named Takeover, in which he clearly calls out Nas, dissing his career, street credit, and authenticity. No one believed Nas would come back after this blow, but in 2001, Nas released a song named Ether that absolutely destroys Jay-Z. Throughout the song, Nas calls out Jay-Z for his musical style and being a womanizer, even calling him ugly. Jay-Z responded to Ether with "super ugly," which was labeled too vulgar and offensive, especially Jay-Z's line about him having an affair with Nas's then-girlfriend, Carmen Bryant. Unlucky for Jay-Z, however, as his mom, yes, his very own mom, made him apologize to Nas. But the beef continued for years through subliminal lyrics and songs. There was no clear winner in this one, but Jay-Z did become rap's first ever billionaire, so we'll leave it up to you to decide who won this one. XXXTentacion vs. Trippie Redd. XXXTentacion and Trippie Redd had a complicated relationship, continuously being in an on-again, off-again friendship. X and Trippie were always feuding about one thing or another, and it usually started with Trippie accusing X of doing something. According to Trippie, X stole his musical style, was jealous of his relationship with Drake, and weirdly claimed the X tried to summon a demon to sacrifice him. Bit strange. After X was murdered, Trippie decided to mourn the loss of X on social media, but many fans called Trippie out for trying to gain clout. Do you think Trippie was just clout chasing, or was he being sincere? Frank Ocean vs. Chris Brown. No one would ever consider Frank Ocean violent, but when his beef with Chris Brown escalated quickly, their beef ended in blows. An argument over a parking spot seems ridiculous, but when Frank and Chris both wanted the best car spot outside of a recording studio, the argument turned physical and ended with Frank copping a blow to the face. With every rapper nowadays being surrounded by yes men, their entourages erupted into a brawl. Chris, being a hothead, threatened to shoot Frank, which resulted in criminal charges, but they were later dropped by Frank. Ocean received overwhelming public support, and although Brown is still active in the industry, his public image has suffered significantly over the years. Pusha T vs. Drake. Pusha T and Drake have been beefing for so long you could write a book on it. The feud went public in 2018 when Pusha T included a subliminal bar about ghostwriters, targeting Drake. Drake, being fed up with everyone saying he uses ghostwriters, he released Duppy Freestyle in response, which questions Pusha T drug-dealing past and even fired shots at Kanye West. Pusha T responded with a diss track that featured cover art of Drake in blackface, a scathing diss on him, and even revealed the identity of Drake's son. Pusha T's response was savage, and he's generally regarded as the winner of this beef. Drake shut down, outright refusing to reply. Although this beef didn't destroy any careers, Drake's Adidas sponsorship was cancelled, and he had to review his 2018 Scorpion album. Jay-Z vs. Kanye West. In 2016, with the launch of Kanye's album Life of Pablo, Kanye called out Jay-Z twice live on stage. Firstly, calling out Jay-Z for not checking in on the West family after Kim was robbed in Paris, and the second time because Kanye believed Jay-Z was out to harm him. Kanye has always acted erratically, and the subliminal bars on Jay-Z's 444 album was enough to send him over the line. Kanye relinquished his part ownership at Tidal Streaming, causing huge public speculation of a complete split between the two. For almost 2 years, nothing was said about the feud, but Kanye couldn't help himself, and when he publicly supported Trump and implied that the systemic enslavement of Africans was a choice, critics would go on to believe that Kanye was in the middle of a very public mental breakdown. Since then, Kanye's public image has fallen, and on his Jesus is King LP, he received some of the worst reviews he's ever seen in his career. Recently, Kanye and Jay-Z have reconciled and are now even working together. Drake vs. Meek Mill. There's never been rap beef more destructive than Drake's beef with Meek Mill. Back in 2015, Meek Mill was mad that Drake didn't promote his album Dreams enough. When Mills wrote on Twitter saying that Drake used a ghostwriter, the accusations spread like crazy. Later on in 2015, Drake decided to reply with a diss track named Charged Up. 2 days went on, and to everyone's surprise, there was no reply from Meek. Drake would then release another diss track named Back to Back. Meek finally responded 3 days later with a diss track named Wanna Know. However, everyone agreed that Back to Back destroyed Wanna Know, and rightfully so, as it was the first diss track to win a Grammy. Although the diss track stopped, the two continued to throw subliminal messages at each other, and even 5 years on, the ramifications of this beef are clear. Drake has continuously been accused of using a ghostwriter, and Meek, unfortunately, has lost his street cred. You made it to the end. Thanks for stopping by. So which beef was the most career-destroying out of the 8? Did we miss anyone off this list? Don't forget to tell us in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, subscribe, or both. Let us know in the comments if there's any other crazy topics we can cover in future videos. This has been the 8 rap beefs that ruin careers, and you're watching Too Rich for Regular. See you next time.